The UN Security Council is condemning Zimbabwe's government over violence ahead of the country's presidential runoff elections. UN Security Secretary General Ban Ki-moon says the conditions for fair and free elections do not exist. He wants them postponed. But as Li Ying tells us, the government of Zimbabwe is ignoring the call.
The political turmoil in Zimbabwe has prompted the UN Security Council to unanimously condemn the Zimbabwean government, saying it had waged a campaign of violence.
The Security Council regrets that the campaign of violence and restrictions on the political opposition have made it impossible for a free and fair election to take place on 27th of June. The Council further considers that to be legitimate, any government of Zimbabwe must take account of the interests of all its citizens. The Council knows the result of the 29 March 2008 elections must be respected.
Opposition leader Morgan Tsvangirai has announced his withdrawal from the presidential runoff. He says violence and intimidation, especially in rural areas, are likely to pose a danger to voters. Tsvangirai won the first round on March the 29th, but lacked an outright majority against the 84-year-old incumbent president Robert Mugabe. The international community backs his decision to withdraw.
We strongly agree with the Southern African Development Community, SADC, that conditions do not exist for free and fair elections right now in Zimbabwe. There has been too much violence, too much intimidation. A vote held in these conditions would lack all legitimacy.
But Zimbabwe has brushed aside the UN chief's warning. The country's ambassador to the world body, Boniface Chidiosiku, accuses Spain of being partisan to the opposition and maintains that the freedom to vote is guaranteed.
And there's nobody who will force them to vote the way, ZANU-PF wants them to vote. So really the issue that, people aren't free to vote, to express their opinion, is not true.
The UN Security Council has called on the Zimbabwean authorities to cooperate fully with all efforts to find a peaceful way forward through dialogue between the parties concerned. Li Ying, CCTV.